What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to thank my wife because I originally did the wrong intro, but she caught it and now I fixed it. So today we need to take a look at a bunch of new Digimon cards. Yeah, that's right. There's more Digimon cards to talk about. So let's have a talk about them, shall we? We've got a couple of new purple cards we need to be talking about today. And they're Digimon we've never seen before, which shouldn't be terribly unforeseen, given of course that we've never seen purple Digimon before. And our translations today come from the lovely folks over at Chosugoi over on Facebook. They're awesome, make sure you check them out. So starting off then, we've got a couple of level 5s, we've got 2 level 5 purple Digimon, makes the comparison quite nice. And Kimeramon is a level 5 Digimon, 7 cost to play normally, 3 cost to evolve, 7,000 power. Now the 3 cost to evolve is what we expect from level 5 Digimon, that's very standard. 7 cost to play normally is slightly higher than we would expect, there's a good reason for that we'll see in a moment. But then again, the 7,000 power is also slightly higher than we would usually expect. So actually, overall, let's call it a draw. It's slightly more expensive than we might like, but it's also slightly more powerful than we might expect. But the reason to play this card is for the rather redonkulous playability. When you play, you may destroy one of your other Digimon, and then destroy an opponent's level 5 Digimon or below. Now, this is awesome. Because the thing is, this isn't fair. This isn't equitable. You're not subjecting yourself to the same hardship as your opponent. You can get rid of a level 3 Digimon. Remember the rule, this has come up a few times in the Facebook group. In the raising area, Digimon are basically outside of the game. They do count. So if you want to play a red option card and you've got a red level 2 Digimon in your raising area, yes, that will count. Outside of that, Digimon in the raising area don't really count for anything. They cannot be affected by skills, they cannot use skills, etc. So that means that if you have got a level 2 Digimon in your raising area, you will not be able to delete it using this ability to delete one of your opponent's Digimon. But outside of that, this is still a phenomenal skill. Because essentially what you're going to do is delete some random tiny little level 3 Digimon or whatever, or delete a Digimon that's done what it needs to do, and then you're going to go ahead and delete one of your opponent's level 5 Digimon. Now it won't work for level 6s, and it won't work for level 7s, but if your opponent's got a level 5, I mean, this is an obvious statement, but I'm going to say it anyway, that is the final step before they get their level 6 out. If I get rid of my opponent's only level 5, and they want to play that, I don't know, let's go for Rust Tyrannomon, now instead of paying 4 costs to evolve up, which remember with the green tamer we've seen could actually be less than 4, I mean, if you've got 4 Tiger in play, you could actually evolve it for free. And now all of a sudden they've got to pay 13 to play it normally. Well, I don't know about you, but paying between 0 and 4 memory is generally a lot better than paying 14 memory. And that's where we're going here. It's going to get rid of your opponent's Digimon that are very good. I mean, we've seen some really nice blockers, for instance. So what you can do here is get rid of, I mean, something like Metal Greymon, it's not a blocker, but it's got Reboot. And that means it gets active on your opponent's turn. So, yeah, that's kind of awesome. It's a very good, take it down. So you can either take down a good Digimon, or you can take down a Digimon that's ready to evolve into another Digimon, and all you need to do is take down the weakest Digimon you've got on the field. Something like, I mean, if we stick in purple, how about Demidevimon? 2 costs to play normally, 0 cost to evolve, 3,000 power. So you play it down, and if your opponent doesn't get rid of it, then brilliant. You get to just destroy it to use, or delete it in the parlance of the game, to use your skill. That sounds absolutely good to me. Now, of course, we have got other, let's say better options. One that I adore is my boy Tapemon. Did not realize that Digimon existed. Oh my goodness, it's adorable. But when it's destroyed or deleted, you draw a card. So what you do here, of course, is you play Kimeramon, or Kimeramon, call it what you will, and then you delete Panpumon, and then you get to draw a card and delete one of your opponent's much more powerful Digimon. What I love about this is the fact that it's just not fair. You are doing so much more damage to your opponent's board than you are doing to your board, and because you're planning it out in advance, you can literally give yourself an advantage by doing this. Now, it is a play skill, not an evolve skill, so that is a slight issue in that you've got to pay 7 cost to play it normally in order to use this skill, but make no mistake about it, this is phenomenal. Moving on, we got another level 5, it's Panpumon. I like Panpumon. It's a weird white bear thing of a pumpkin head with an axe in it and a cape. Because why wouldn't it be? Also playing an arcade machine, because why wouldn't it be? Seriously, the artwork on this game is phenomenal, and the fact that it's all new commissioned bespoke artwork really does bode well for how seriously Bandai is taking this and how invested they are in the game. Now, we've still got 3 cost to evolve normally because it's a level 5, but we're down to 6 cost to play normally, little bit cheaper, but 6,000 power, little bit less powerful. Okay, it's more of a kind of average level 5 in that regard. And it doesn't have any skills normally, but it does have an inheritable skill. When you are destroyed, draw 2 cards, and then discard a card from your hand. It's more draw power. And I adore this. Now, it's kind of similar to Panpumon. Now, remember, Panpumon is a non-inheritable skill. So in order to draw the card with Panpumon, you've got to destroy it before it evolves up, which is one of the reasons it makes such a good target for Kimeramon here. Because the reality is that it's a 2,000 power Digimon that you don't want to evolve. So, yeah. Whereas this one, what you can do is actually get like a really big, powerful level 6 Digimon. And then when it finally goes down, which will hopefully take a while, but when it finally goes down, you get the card advantage. Now, I am fully aware at this stage that you're not actually getting 2 cards. You're getting 1 extra card. You're drawing 2, and then you are discarding 1 from your hand. You're trashing 1 from your hand. Honestly, I don't mind. Yes, obviously, I would rather just draw 2. That should not be a controversial statement. Obviously, I would rather draw 2 and not trash 1 from my hand. But the absolute key point here is that you're drawing the 2 before you do the trashing. So, if you've got 4 cards in hand, you draw 2, you're up to 6, and then you've got to trash 1. And alright, you've got to trash 1, but you've got the option of which one to trash. It could be one you already had in your hand that you knew was going to get trashed, or it could be one that you just drew. It doesn't really matter. Digimon is not a game with lots of draw power. There are some games, Pokemon comes to mind, you know I play quite a bit of that, where you can just draw. There are some decks that will draw their entire deck in a couple of turns. You can go full bore turbo mode and just be drawing. That is not how the Digimon TCG works. The Digimon TCG has a little bit of drawing here or there. I mean, we've seen the Gabumon from New Evolution that just draws 1 when you play it, and we've seen that be an absolute no-brainer staple in every blue deck we've seen doing alright. And the reason is that, alright, it might be that you've got to play this just to draw yourself a card, but actually in the context of a card game that doesn't have much drawing, that'll do. We'd much rather have better draw power, but in the absence of anything better, and let's be clear, we are in the absence of anything better, this will do nicely. And I feel exactly the same way here about Panpumon. I don't think this is some phenomenal drawing skill in the context of other card games. But in the context of the Digimon TCG, I love it. Bearing in mind, in a purple deck, you can be playing Panpumon as well, and all of a sudden, you've actually got yourself a genuinely nice, good draw engine. No, it's not going to let you draw your entire deck in 2 turns. It's not going to allow you to get all of your level 6s out immediately, but it's going to give you an advantage. And to be fair, right, this is an inheritable skill on a level 5 Digimon, which means it's only ever going to work on a level 6 or 7, and it's when it gets destroyed that it works. So it's only ever going to actually come in when you evolve into a level 6 or 7 and then get deleted. I'm aware of all of this, and I'm totally okay with this. This seems really, really nice. There are other level 5s, but draw power is such a big advantage, and we've seen cards that draw be so good that I do believe this is going to see a whole bunch of play. But I want to know what you believe. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wossy. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun stuff. But by far the most important thing is always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.